Appreciate you.
Nobody better not call me at all. Yeah, this setup is dope. I gotta just what you using your laptop? Using your camera.
I'm using my camera.
Hey, Caffeine tried to can everybody.
You said what?
They tried to can everybody at the shows.
Caffeine tried to what?
Did they call everybody?
Yeah, I think they did. I mean, the only person I think that's left is like DNA and Tay Rock. Yeah.
Fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it was. It was. Can't complain. Maybe
I
we'll
missed
get
that
out of there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. Alright, I'll give it like a couple minutes and I'll let you know, alright? Yeah. Yeah, that's straight. Yeah, 2 guns. 5 guns make it 7. That's a lot of guns. Yo, I got so many guns. Hey. Big body Benz parked in front of the team. Lizzo bankroll, shit bust at the seams. 401k over gunplay. Your homies still saying we gon' make it one day. They say Mike P, we thinking of ya and I don't count on my beat. Afraid of numbers, my beat. They say they love us, but I gotta make it this winter. I feel stuck in the snow. Drop something, I feel inclined to duck and roll. Keep it a stack, y'all average as fuck. Small change get invested over matching a blunt. Burrowed in, y'all been inactive for months. But stats getting stuffed in the same bag I had stashed in the trunk. I would roll a spliff with an eighth on a mystical tape. Embedded the same work that got fish on the plate. I had pounds down in the safe I couldn't get to for days. And tinfoil I used when I ain't finished the cake. Was in the suburb pitching, unearned business. Couldn't claim on your taxes, but some earn interest. Ask me if I'm the GOAT, I got a one-word sentence. Most never sat with the kings, but some herbs did it, some herbs didn't. I'm not the one to make choices, actually. I'm forever indebted to all the people that's backing me. All that kept it a stack with me, I'll keep it a stack. I get to you when I get to you, keep it at that.
Look, gin and tonics had me extra honest. I told my bitch I never loved her, it was just a timing. You was never throwing bullets, you was just a lineman. You was telling like the justice and you justified it. It's just a climate. I'm from the 5-6 where people die rich with no deposits. I'm catching bodies like a mosh pit. Now who you trying to rap with me? Like Rap City, I live in the basement. You niggas sound like Rap City. I hear the bitch in you. Only thing we got in common is our skin issues. Niggas know it's Marlo God, I'm beneficial. Well connected, we all dudes. Kel Mitchell, the hell with you. I look like Keenan, but I'm really beaming. I was quarterback and played when you was passing regents. Yo, is y'all really rapping or you bad at reading? I mean, is niggas really legends or they bad at leaving? I'm trying to get my mama Benz and my dad a Lincoln. Navigating through the drama just to have an evening. Niggas biting on my style when they barely teething. Submerging in my flow, my man, just let it seep in. Look, real nigga shit, I want the membership. My man doing 8 and I'm working 10 to 6. They got him fucked up on the meds. He never meant the shit. When you a real one in this world, there ain't no benefits.
Yeah, that's Zans mixed with fentanyl. We killing with bars over here. Exit 25 marked the share of jerseys everywhere. You know what I mean? 516, nah. Come out here. Nah, let me run that back.
sir. Bless King. Glad to have me on the show. Appreciate you. Glad to be here, man. I'm trying to get ready. This is a big one right here. This is a big battle. This is definitely about to be crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was muted for a second, but all right, there we go. We're all good. So this is your first Summer Madness, right?
Summer Madness, yes, sir.
First Summer Madness, and I think this is not your first like main stage, right? I think you had a gnome, but it wasn't
Impact.
you had gnome impact. You had gnome impact, right? Okay, okay. How do you feel coming into your first Summer Madness?
It actually feels kind of nostalgic because even when I started battle rap, that was one of my checklist goals anyway. So it's really setting in like, oh, it's actually happening.
Right.
And then the battle, a legend too on top of that. It's like it's a double whammy right there.
Yeah. Do you find yourself trying to balance out that? Like, do you look at Summer Madness and DNA as two challenges or like one and the same?
It's one and the same because I feel like that at the same time, my whole goal is to be the best version of myself because I always felt that some of my greatest moments, had it been on a big stage, it would have been a crazy impact. So I feel like now I finally got the time to do what I always do
Right.
on
Right.
this stage. So
Backs. Yo, I feel like you've had a lot of breakthrough performances, man. I feel like you had a few of them that like really stamped you in, it's like it took. I don't know. I guess it took like now, but I'm excited for you, man. I think it's gonna be a crazy battle. There is some type of grudge to it. You know what I'm saying? Like with DNA, do you want to beat him more than than the normal opponent?
yeah, I think I do now, man. I really want to because now with the back and forth with the the video he made with I don't know how he got my voice cloning him and
Right.
playing one of my bars from a battle from years ago with Tech Nine.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, you want to play? All right, bet.
Right.
I'm in my bag now.
That's a crazy thing, isn't it? Because I feel like my promo has gotten me in trouble before. Like I feel like if I had just left my opponent uninspired and just like left it up to him, like I feel like I would have like better battles, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's funny because it's like you want to promote, you want to get people interested in it, but at the same time, you're making your opponent
Best out of your opponent.
Right, exactly. So it's like you have to learn how to like balance it out. So it's crazy. I want to ask you because you're now in a situation where you have the chance to like. I feel like your style fits a main stage before it fits a small room. Do you often like when you write? Do you look for a room shaker before you look for like quality material? I don't know if that makes sense, but like, do you usually go for that bit? Like, I'm a setup guy, right? Like, I want that fourth bar to hit more than the second bar. Like, I like to guide them through, and I feel like you do that as well, and it fits the main stage. Do you focus on that more? Like, do you go for room shakers, or do they fall into your hand?
It's 2 to 3 different ways that I think about it. So you know me with props and stuff like that. I try to, depending on the
Yes.
room I'm in, I try to figure that out first. Like if it's good enough to go for this, is it appropriate? If I figure it out first, boom, then I push it to the side. Then I
Right.
try to go for haymakers, and I feel like the bigger the room, the more important the punch is than the setup. Because if you're too
Right.
layered and the crowd is reacting, there's a chance they may miss the punch, or they may be reacting to the setups that by the time you get to the punch, the whole setup is messed up because you didn't get to
Right.
say it in that flow. So
Right.
I try to focus more on the punch and build around the punch, but make the setups just cool enough to get to it. So when it hit, it's all worth it. So when
Right.
you run it back, you can do the vet cheese and let
The
them
vet
sing
cheese.
along with you.
Yes, the sing along. Facts.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
I completely agree, dude. When I first got booked with Twerk, my first round was an experiment, man. Like I purposely tried to water down my setups and just kind of hyper focused on that reward, which was that punch, and it worked out very well. Like I don't think there's that big of a difference between a small room and a big room. I think there's certain things you need to do differently. But I do agree that punch is worth more than trying to be like overly layered in a setup because dude, like I feel like with a big stage, man, you got like 900 people that are focused, and then there's like 50 that are like talking in the back, drinking, and like you know what I'm saying? So it's like you could only be so intricate like in your setups to where like you might lose people. You might lose people. So I think your style like fits right into it, man. Because I feel like now you get to like you don't need to care about the setups, bro. And it's not like you're gonna write like basic ass setups, but you don't have to be like Da Vinci Code with it.
Yeah, I ain't gotta bust my brain. I ain't gotta be too complex. And you know, the big rooms, all the reactions are usually based on majority reaction. So a lot of people hear a
Right.
few people react and they react with them. Because naturally in a big room, everyone's not hearing every single thing, but the
No.
majority reaction rules.
Yeah.
So if you say something good enough to get 40% of the room, it's a big chance 60% is going to react. And if the bar is a haymaker,
Yeah. Oh, if it is right. And I know exactly what you're talking about, bro, because I'm a victim of that. Like I've been in a crowd and I wasn't really paying attention, but then you hear other people wiling out and it's almost like you feel inclined to like not go against the grain. So I completely get that. There is that effect that you have where it's like if people aren't hyper focused on it, they will feel inclined to react because the people that are actually focused are doing the reaction. So it's like you make people feel like guilty for not reacting. And the main stage is like it's just it's there. It's there to do that. Oh man, I can't even like do you feel like this is your breakout moment? Because I feel like I feel like you've had breakthrough performances, but do you consider this like the one that is gonna punch you into that upper echelon that you've been working towards?
I feel like with this battle, that a victory, even a classic, in this battle will finally put me in the table with everyone else. I will
Right.
be
The
on
cool
that
table.
level to where it's like, yeah, I will finally be officially on that level, like in a massive respect, because all that was really missing is the full top tier effect. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
full top tier effect that now you are a part of a regime where now people come to see you now. You're not fighting
Yes.
for anything. You know, you have a brand
Right.
important enough to where now everything you do, it means something now.
Yes, and I also think it forces URL's hand too, right? Because it's like they can't pretend you didn't do what you did on that stage, which is more important to them than any other card. So it's like it's not just a breakthrough performance for the fans. It's literally showing them like this is what I will do every time I'm on that stage.
So at that point, it's not about winning and losing no more. Now it's
No.
like we have to see this versus that now. It's not
Right.
favors. It's not that. It's more so like, all right, well, I need you to do that versus this. We need this over here. That's what it is now. Okay, can you
Right.
bring that over here in a few months? Next week? That's all it is now. We need
Right.
your brand now, not you as the battle rapper. We want your brand
You need the
here, there,
brand, you need
there
the
now.
the product and like the ROI. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to have a
Stamped,
reason.
packaged, and ready to go.
Facts. Um, dude, I saw Volume 1 by Jerry Wess.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a freestyle segment that you're doing on your Instagram. Do you
So
have
my
a
cameraman, Just Frank, yeah, he got it's called Just Freestyle, and it's the volume one, and he's going, going through different battle rappers. So if you definitely want to be a part of that, I can, put you on with that as well.
hell yeah,
But
hell
yeah,
yeah.
he's going to different battle rappers and just showing a different light, showing that we're beyond that. So
Fire. Have you always did you make music before or like have you ever
yeah, I've done music before, and I was actually planning to put some out. I think right after this battle is when I'm gonna actually put it out. I
chess
got
moves?
tons of music, tons of music. I just gotta put it out.
Really?
Tons of music.
Really?
Yeah,
So you've been building
yeah.
like kind of just been building a catalog. What is it? Is it like a fear of dropping it and not being received, or is it just like you just
It's me
you're just
just being
stacking,
a
you're just
procrastinator.
hoarding music, right?
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm just being a procrastinator.
I'm a procrastinator in the same way with music, but in the worst way that I just don't make it. Like you make it and you don't release it. I
I'd be like,
want
oh,
to
this is
make
amazing. I could change the world, but no one should know about it. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
right,
Greatest kept secret.
right.
But
And
it's definitely time. It's time.
it's time. And I think, dude, I mean that's a chess move for a lot of people, right? Like you do a big show, you get your name buzzing as much as you can, and then you drop a project. I think it's like a genius way of doing material. You know what I'm saying? Like you get it when you're at your most hype, and then you drop something. That's just what it is. Summer
Back to what you were saying before, that it adds to your brand, so that makes you more of an asset now. It's like, oh, your fan base is building up. We really got to see you now.
Right,
Because
right.
most of the people that come to these big rooms, a lot of them usually either don't be battle rap fans or they just be coming off the strength of a situation. And if they
That
know
is
you
true.
from somewhere else and put that together, it's another double.
Yeah, I mean,
whammy right there.
I stress. I mean, I stress it enough to myself for as long as I've been doing this. Like, you got to just utilize everything you have, right? If you're a talented artist, you got to, milk it for what it's worth. Not run yourself dry and stress yourself out. But like, if you could rap, then if you could battle, then you could rap on beat. If you could rap on beat, you could do freestyles. If you could do freestyles, you could drop an album. So it's like, learn that balance,
Warzone.
but you right, utilize it as much as much as you possibly can. All right, with the Summer Madness, I feel like, obviously with the performance that I do believe you're going to do, I do predictions and I do them by the book. Like, I have a really boring way of predicting battles. I just look at it as, I'm just gonna go off of how accomplished this person is compared to the other. And I picked DNA to win based off the on paper, but you're the only person that I said I feel like you're going to win. On paper, the boring way that I predict battles, I almost like have to say DNA because he's been on that stage more, obviously. He's been doing it for a longer time, but I truly feel like you're going to pull away with it. Are you confident in taking out someone like DNA? Are you looking for a classic, or do you think that you're going to be able to clear him out?
I'm not looking for a classic. I'm looking to clear them out because
Yeah.
I feel like the fear is motivating me even more, and I feel like I want it now. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
the round that I got a round already right now, I'm really trying to crunch it in. But what I got so far, I think that shit is amazing, and I'm riding uphill. So
Which is the best way to go. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that I'm already figuring it out before I even get there, as far as what I should do, what I shouldn't do, not to focus even at what he's doing at all, but
Right,
what I
right,
need to
right.
do with what I need to do on that stage.
Yeah, I've always been like that, man. And it's funny because the only time that I wasn't, as far as like actually caring about what my opponent might say, was Daylight. And I feel like it was equally as terrifying, where it was like you feel like you have to do this and you have to do that, but it's like all these external like doubts or worry about the opponent. Like, you're truly an artist, so your subconscious handles it for you. It's like I'm terrified the whole time writing for Daylight, yet I'm writing some of the best shit that I ever did, because it's like no matter how openly nervous I might be, there's that artist on the inside that's like, I got this, bro. Like I'm gonna
Right.
handle it. And I want to ask an interesting question, because you've been doing this for a minute. I feel like we both kind of, you've been in it for what, more than 10 years,
Time.
right? I would say more than 10 years.
When did I come in? 14?
2004, like your first on camera battle rap. Jesus Christ,
My
I'm
first
60
on
years old.
camera, yeah, showing our age.
That's your first battle
My
rap.
first on camera battle rap
It's your
was
first fight.
I want to say 2012.
2012. Nice. Yeah, I think I was like 2013. And it's interesting because I would like, the question would be like, all right, it's been like a decade or more. Like, do you have any goals left? But I actually feel like with this Summer Madness, like, this punches you into a whole different chapter of your, you know what I mean? Are you looking at it
Be a
like
brand new battle rapper. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be rejuvenated. I feel like I'm gonna be in a whole new, like, it's just gonna be different. The way I'm gonna be treated is gonna be different. The looks, the money, everything, it's just gonna be different now. And then mixed
Right.
with, like you said, doing music and doing other things, that it's just gonna be, I'm gonna be a whole, like, Super Saiyan and then going to like another level. I feel like
Right.
this is another level. This is what it is right here. I haven't reached the highest level yet.
Yeah.
I
And I'm
don't know what
excited
it
for
feels
you.
like yet.
I'm excited
Appreciate
for
it.
you, man, because you, like I said, like, you have been one of those guys that have had so many performances worthy of a reward as big as Summer Madness and as big as Gnome, and I almost respect how, like, how not frustrated you are publicly, because I know in the back of your head, you know that this is late. You've had Summer Madness worthy performances. You've had, I mean, dude, even when the app first came out and that battle that, oh man, I forget what was it, like chess battle?
The first app battle I battled Rum. That was the first app event.
Rum.
Wasn't that
Okay.
the first app event? Yeah, that was Rum.
Was that the first app of it? It probably was.
Genesis was the first one. Yeah, it was Genesis.
Yeah, you've had a lot of battles to get rewarded, and I'm happy that you are. Are you even thinking about the card? What do you have any predictions? Like who do you see?
We can run them down. Who we got?
Let's start Hollow and Twerk. I want to start Hollow.
I got Twerk.
You got Twerk,
but it's going to be an amazing battle. But I got Twerk for the simple fact that Twerk on 100 is very dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
On 100
very
is
dangerous.
The greatest, man. It's
very dangerous.
I know people hate to hear that, but he's just the best when he's on when he's on 100. I hate that I have to say that. But,
I know what you mean. Yeah, but it's and I deal in reality. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a fan, and I deal in reality.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't hinder me from what I'm going to do in those situations. But in reality, I look at it as for this generation, for the battle rap fans that are here now today, what they want to hear is more preferred of what he does because of, what he's created. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the battle rappers are doing what he's doing.
Right, like most of Twerk's bars hit because he created this era of what it is that you have to do to get, you know what I'm saying? That's which is
the
wild.
Strange part with Hollow was one of the originators of the unorthodox aggressive styles, and he freestyles. So it's like sometimes some people may either forget or they just wasn't part of that era. So I also feel how he chooses to approach this battle is gonna play a major part in how it goes. But like you said, on paper, I got Twerk.
Right, and I would say on paper I have Twerk as well. You know, the thing about Hollow, he's a double-edged sword. So, for me, I feel like old school rap, it's almost like it's not like music. Like music back then, like the basicness of it wouldn't really rock in this era, but I feel like battle rap is still effective in that old school way. So even if Twerk caters to the 2023, like version of battle rap, Hollow still is effective. I mean, he's beaten a lot of modern guys. I thought he beat Geechee. I thought he beat Rum. I thought he beat a few people that you would say compared to him are more modern like than him, but it's still that effect. Like battle rap is still clowning your opponent, it's still joking on your opponent, it's still landing a punch and all that stuff.
You can even look at Head Ice. Head Ice is still in there getting crazy, and he had that nostalgic style forever.
Yeah. I can't wait to see him.
Went toe to toe with and whooped ass too. So battle rap is a little easier for nostalgia or classic flows and styles. So
yeah, and I got him. I get to see Ice live. I think for the first time. I'm doing the easy card, the Philly versus New York. So it's gonna be crazy to see Head Ice for the first time performing. I didn't even say who I had winning. I'm picking Twerk to win. But I think it's gonna be a nail biter, man. I think it's going to be a really close battle. Yeah. I think it's going to be two different eras completely maxed out, and it's going to be a wild one. Speaking of wild ones, Tay-Rocks versus the Avenue.
Right.
How you feeling about that?
I mean, of course, EFB in the building. You know what I'm saying? But
you'll be in the building.
I feel like this battle, it's gonna hit different because I feel like with the grudge going back and forth, and with Av just being a crazy puncher, I feel like that people are gonna be more so surprised at the way Av's approach is gonna be.
Right.
But and then also you got Rock, who's just like, it seems like he's been in his prime forever, and he's never let go of the gas. You know what I'm saying? And then you put him in a room that is his world. He's in his world too.
Right.
Main stage, high in the
Rock is the GOAT, man. Listen, Rock is the GOAT, so it's like it's hard to go against him. But I believe you.
I go against him.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I think it's weird because Av is known as one of the greatest punchers, and I do feel also that it's going to be like a surprise to people. I see a chess Av coming out. Like when Av first hit the main stage, bro. Av was the scariest fucking guy in the history of the game,
I
bro.
jumped. I was like, yeah, let's 2-on-2. Yeah, let's be my partner. I
Right.
jumped. I was like, yeah, let's
Right.
be my partner.
I mean,
Like,
still to this day, dude. I don't think. I mean, you're between him and Jonai. But as far as like one performance that scared the shit out of just about everybody, like that Av's performance versus chess was probably the most terrifying thing that anyone has ever seen. And there's nothing that says that he can't do that again. If anything, he's way more polished and a way better artist than he is now. So, you know what I'm saying?
motivation this time. First of all, headlining on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Headline that
Bigger
he doesn't
bag,
he doesn't want. That he doesn't
right.
want.
So imagine, but then a bigger bag. You know, it's a lot of motivation to this. You know what I mean? It's a lot of motivation to this battle.
Do you hold on? I want to touch on that because I feel like there's a part that I completely agree with him, and there's a part that I completely disagree with him. I think if I'm a main event anywhere but Summer Madness, I don't want to be that last person. But if it is Summer Madness, how do you not want to be the last battle, bro? Would you be that concerned about the crowd? Would you be that concerned about the crowd as compared to the look of being that final, like the one to close it out? Because I feel like when you're a main event, you are a main event for a reason. You are the person that they are relying on to close it out. So I feel like it was iffy. It was weird on his end to kind of like be turned off to that and publicly say that he's not. You know what I'm saying? Summer Madness, Jerry West, you don't want to be the last one to close it out?
I'm gonna tell you why.
You
the
said
last
you don't?
few events, I don't. I'm gonna tell you why. And
Come
I'm gonna tell you
on!
why. This is the difference. See, with battle rap is different from going to see your favorite artist in concert. You know what I'm saying? Going to see the Migos or going to see Drake. Let's do it like that. Let's compare it to going to Drake in concert.
Okay.
In a battle rap setting, 9 times out of 10, and it is Summer Madness on top of that. Any of these battles will have the possibility of being a main event in itself. So each battle is worth watching, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now, in a sense, you have battles where they're energetic and they're entertaining. And the reason why I don't want to go last two is that if the battles before me are good, you're slowly taking the energy out the building. People are literally standing on their feet and then they're getting tired.
Okay.
But I'm going to say the difference between this and a concert, when you go see Drake, all the people that are performing before Drake, they either not as high as him, you don't know them, or you don't care. So you're willing to wait. So no matter when Drake come out, that energy is going to be right for them. In battle rap, it's tougher. It's tougher to ignore other battles.
Here's my counter argument, and I'm actually going to use you as an example. First off, having a battle early does not guarantee a live crowd. It does not guarantee that you're going to get reaction. It does not guarantee anything. To be honest, I feel like you have more of a chance of rocking a crowd being a main event for the same reason that you wouldn't want to be a main event. You, my friend, killed the room before my Kid Chaos battle. Absolutely butchered it. You and Foots went so crazy. Y'all went so crazy that the energy for the room was completely taken out. I feel like you have more of a chance of rocking a room because I think there's more of a chance that a co-main event or a battle that's later on in the night wouldn't take as much energy out of the room as a battle that had just started off. Like I would, if I'm going early, I want to be one. I want to be the first battle because you have all that energy and you know what I'm saying? I feel like, and I use you as a perfect example because it's like midway through the card, you still have the crowd rocking. You could very well fall into line and get unlucky like that, where it's like a battle before you because it's early is so wild that people want to take a break after. They want to you know what I'm saying? Like they want to get it over with and have a smoke break and do what they got to do. So I feel like, dude, it's a roll of the dice, man. It's a roll of the dice, honestly, at the end of the day. But I mean, like Summer Madness, bro. Like I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy to close it out for sure. But you know, hey, to each his own.
That did make sense So in a sense, because now it's like it's the biggest crowd, it's the biggest amount of people, so
Yeah,
it's
and it's like
impossible for it to be that bad with that amount of people there.
right, right. It's a toss up. Who do you have? Who do you have winning that though? I have Tay Rock by absolute default. I can't not pick him on Summer Madness, and
2-1, because everybody counting them out. I got to have 2-1.
you gotta have 2-1. Yeah, dude, I think the deciding factor is gonna be how they take their story. You know, with Avon Cave Gang and
Yep.
everything. I really think what the deciding factor will not be Rock at his best or Av at his best, but the approach that they take, because they're gonna take it up. They're both gonna try to go at each other. You're not on the same team for as long as you're on, and you go through what you've gone through, and you're just gonna be up there, buddy. You know what I mean? They're gonna dig into each other at some point. And I feel like the victor is the one that touches on that the best. Absolutely pause for the last 20 seconds of English that I just came out with, but I got Rock 2-1,
but you're right though.
yeah, not surprised at all if Av takes it. I mean, battle rap is battle rap. Anything can happen. John and Teetle Top.
I'm gonna lie, that's a battle that's tricky. You got a tactician versus an angler, a great angler.
Right. Do you think John's a good angler as well?
Yeah, I think Johnny does with the angles, but I think T Top just is more known for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's more,
yeah,
but he's just like more like when you think of T Top, the first thing you think of is his third round angles. You know what I'm saying? You be thinking like, yo, I'm not even gonna say drug talk because it's like T Top has evolved past that. So he has a higher accolade now of just, breaking down his opponent and how he paints that picture. John has a great way of breaking down the opponent because he likes to break you down and play defense. So by the time you say what you're saying, it don't hit as hard. So I think that battle is gonna come down to who believe who. Right.
That is true. I think John's biggest strength is a weakness as well, because like you said, if you're on the defensive, you're relying on your material watering down your opponents as opposed to you outdoing your opponent with your material. I think John gets in crazy bags and haymaker bags and setup bags and all that stuff. But yeah, I think when he plays defense, it really allows people to go over the top. And then like you said, I mean, T-Top, if you're talking main stage, bro, they both have some of the craziest moments in like main stage, as far as like Jack throwing the chain and the Walmart shit with T-Top. Like they just both, that's a sleeper battle, man. I think that's a real sleeper battle. It's one of those that people kind of looked at weirdly as like a random battle, but I think that's like it works hand in hand. A lot of people thought Solomon and Rum Nitty was the weirdest battle they've ever seen in their life, and then it's like, it happens and it's one of the better battles. So I think that's a sleeper for sure. I'm going T-Top 2-1.
Definitely.
Who?
On paper, T-Top on paper,
T-Top, but you have John winning?
Yeah, I feel John pull it off.
Okay.
2-1.
And I think the last one is Suge and Fonz. I have that as battle of the night. I think that's gonna be the craziest battle.
Crazy. So with Suge, right? This is Suge's world. So Suge is one of the battle rappers that in a big room he does everything right, even when he's not even trying. Suge can just move a certain way. He can the delivery, the movement, everything. Yeah. And then on top of that, with Suge has been stepping up his pen on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he has.
He's been rapping. Then you got Fonz, who's also one of the greatest punchers we've seen in a while. You know what I mean? Crazy. Like coming out in a class, and then he also has the conviction. He also has the presence. He also has so it's like two powerhouses like this and the battle make sense. It makes sense.
It does. It really does. Yeah. It really does for sure. My bad. Go on.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say I got Fonz 2-1.
You got Fonz 2-1. Dude, I'm gonna pick Suge 2-1. I think Suge has been on Suge had a really rocky, like when the caffeine era started, like somewhere in between that, Suge had like a rough year or so. He has been one of the best in the world for like a solid 2 years. Like he has been on such a crazy resurgence. I think he beats Fonz in the main stage department. I think just based off the fact that he's just done it before. Fonz is so unbelievably dangerous that he has the potential to just go absolutely insane. So I mean, it's a toss up. I'll go Suge, but it's a complete toss up, man. I think
to play it safe.
to play it safe, yeah. I never
Right.
go like 3-0. I always go 2-1. It's like 2-1 for somebody just because of the fact that battle rap is so unpredictable.
Right.
We got tomorrow actually starts day 1 of GTX. Do you mind if I run through a few battles you want to predict?
Okay.
Hollow versus Thesaurus. Hollow the Don versus Thesaurus goes down tomorrow, I believe, or on Sunday.
I got Hollow with that one.
You got Hollow with that? Yeah, I got Hollow.
I got Hollow taking that one.
Yeah, I think two legends. I feel like Hollow is more. I feel like Hollow is adapted more to this era as opposed to Thesaurus. So I feel like he's
translate really good on over there.
Yeah, and I mean
well.
the one thing that I would say that Thesaurus might have an advantage of, like, at least keeping up, is that it's a grind time esque like battle. It's a grind time league, so it's like, and I was watching some of Day Zero right now. They're doing it on Rap Grid, I believe. And like people are getting reaction for a lot of like old school type, you know what I'm saying, like ridiculous bars. So I think that'll like kind of even the playing field. But you know, Hollow has so many tools in his arsenal. I think he takes that. Diz and Easy, Diz Easy.
You got Diz in his world. And then you got oof. This is one I got to call on paper. On paper, I feel like I got Diz on paper. 2-1, but I feel like Easy could pull an upset. I'm looking at the setting. I'm looking at
that
You know
more
what I'm
than
saying?
after watching some of the battles today. I'm thinking a
the
little,
setting.
yeah. I'm looking at that setting a little differently as far as like giving the advantage to Diz.
Coming in as an underdog too, so it just feels like we're gonna respect you coming in, but just know we going with it. Like I feel like that's gonna be the energy when he goes in there. But if he proves them wrong, oh man, that's actually if he clears disaster, that's gonna be something crazy. Like
I know
it's like everything that's going on is not even gonna matter.
I know. It really isn't. I mean, before I get into really quick, mods, don't snipe always 100. I'm gonna talk to him after the podcast. He's not understanding. Yeah, I think for me, dude, Easy for me has been on like the greatest run I've ever seen from a competitive standpoint, as far as just not losing clearly. So I think for me, as close as I think the battle is going to be, and then watching Grind Time Day Zero, I am looking at the battle differently. After today, I'm looking at the battle completely different. I cannot pick anybody to beat him until he loses. Like I need to see Easy take a clear L to where if you had him winning, you're out of your mind. And I just has not done it. And it's like you could look at Diz and say that's the guy to do it, and you could look at Geechee, even the Geechee battle coming up, and say, all right, that's the guy that's going to do it. But he's faced so many of those in the last 3 years, like that guy to do it, you know what I'm saying, that I can't pick against him, man. I think it's going to be a really close battle, and I think it's going to be closer now, like I said, just watching like the Day Zero battles. But I gotta go Easy, man. I gotta go Easy.
Paper Diz, but I got Easy
on paper. Diz, yeah. I completely agree. Big K versus T-Rex. I think Big K stamps. He's been in the middle of stamping some legendary status this year. For me, I don't think there's that deep of a dive. I think Big K clears him out and continues his run. I think he does have. Well, I don't know. He does have Young Ill, but I think that affects his performance for that more than it affects for Rex. I have Big K winning that.
I got on paper, K on paper. You know what I mean? But I think I got Rex with the upset.
You got
Rex is in a different. I feel like Rex is in a different mindset.
And it's also the 90-second rounds, man. The 90-second rounds fits.
You know
Rex
how
perfect.
Rex. You know how.
Rex gets in those crazy pockets. And this is the beautiful thing about 90-second rounds. It literally cuts out the bullshit. Like you could trim the fat. You could just get straight to it in 90 seconds. You could say a lot.
Even when I'm
seconds.
done, you're gonna love me and you're gonna want me to go again. Like again. Like
right.
So, yeah. Ooh. I forgot about that factor.
Yes.
90 seconds.
Yes, 90 seconds. Yeah, that's a big that plays a bigger part than a lot of people
Yeah,
might think. So, you know,
yeah,
and I seen a couple people speak on it that like Big K when in battles where the rounds were shorter, he kind of like didn't do as well. I think that doesn't matter. I mean, a battle is, you know, any battle is not the same as another one. So it's like it's weird to go off of people's performances and
yeah.
things that they've done before. It's material you're never going to hear before. So I have Big K taking it, but I mean, dude, with all those factors playing in, I could see T-Rex surprising the shit out of people. He's one of those guys. He's like an Arsenal where it's like, you know, he could have a stretch of battles where he's not, you know, like into it, or he's a little mediocre, and then boom, whenever he feels like it, he could become the best rapper in the world. And I think Rex still has that. I think he still has that. I'm not, you know, out of respect, I'm gonna say 2-1.
That's what I want to see. I want to see that. So we'll see.
Right, right. Dude, thank you for joining the podcast. I don't want to keep you on too long. I have questions that I was asking like the last couple of people I didn't ask. I want to ask this question at the end of every single podcast. I think it's one of the most important questions that I could possibly ask you. Jerry Wess, are you ready? Would you rather dance or sing every single time a song is played for the rest of your life?
Oof.
I'm talking commercial jingles. I'm talking like if you're just chilling in the park and someone's going do 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 da da da, like whistling, would you automatically have to get up and dance or sing? Which one are you choosing?
I think I'm gonna go with sing.
You're gonna go with sing? You got vocals?
I think I'm gonna go with sing.
Oh, see, he was scared to answer it. He got out. He got out. He was scared to answer it, bro. Oh, that was the perfect. He said, "Yeah, I think I'm a bank." Absolutely banged it on me. No, I think always 100, man. Shout out to you, man. I don't really know what you've been saying in the chat, but listen, bro, this is a podcast. If you tune into me, I stream like 4 or 5 days a week. I am constantly talking to chat. This is a live thing. I shouldn't even be looking at the chat. Like to be honest, bro, like I've been looking at the chat more than I should be and focusing on like I can't talk to y'all. I can't talk to you when I'm in the middle of doing a show and interviewing somebody. I have questions. It's disrespectful to the person that I'm talking to be looking at the screens and looking at what y'all are saying. This is a show that you guys are supposed to be watching and not necessarily taking a part in. So shout out to you, man. I'm not getting you out of here. Just know that any other podcast that I do, I am not, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm constantly talking to the chat and not, you know what I'm saying? So dancing would have you looking crazy as hell. You don't think singing would have you looking crazy as hell, bro? If you can't sing, let's say let's max it out. Like if a tune is played, you have to dance, like capital dance. You have to dance intensely with high energy. Same thing if a tune plays, you have to sing with high energy. Bro, if you don't know how to sing and you have to every single time a song is played, I don't know, man. I think you'd look normal if you were on a subway in New York. You know, if you had to do that, I would just live in a subway for the rest of my life because I would seem like a normal person, but I don't know, man. I gotta, oh my God. I don't know, dude. I don't know. More chat interaction will definitely help build your channel. Always, bro, I just told you. Hey, 5 days a week I interact with my chat every single chance I get. I am constantly talking to my chat. But when I am doing a show, by the way, don't get out of here. We got Rum Nitty on the show tomorrow. We have Rum Nitty on the show tomorrow. We're locking in a time. I'm not going to announce it till probably later tonight. I'm just waiting on a call back. He's ready for it. He wants to do it tomorrow. I asked him to do a certain time. I don't want to get in the middle of GTX day one, so we're probably going to do it early on in the afternoon. When I am doing a podcast is a podcast. I am literally never going to respond to anything anyone is saying in the chat, but if you watch podcasts, you would understand that. So shout out to you once again. But this is what I do every single time I'm streaming, I am doing nothing but talking to chat. But when I'm doing a podcast, I am not looking at, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't even be looking at the chat. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Wess is out of here. I enjoyed the podcast. It was a good conversation, quick conversation. We got Rum Nitty on tomorrow. I'm gonna lock in a time. I will post it on my YouTube channel when we are doing it. I will post it on my Twitter and my Instagram as well. Got a lot of questions for him, so it's going to be really cool to get him on the channel. And yeah, we got a lot of more announcements. I'm going to cut this off now. Just doing some stuff at home. Gonna enjoy the weekend. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll let you know the time. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. I appreciate y'all joining. And yeah, skibbity bop, skibbity doo, holy hell. How do you do? Peace out.
Not that hard, BMC.